All right, my chat's loaded up now, so if I don't know, I may have missed some stuff, so I apologize if I didn't respond to what somebody said in the chat. Oops, I probably could have called with that king 10, but yeah, folding is not going to be a big mistake either. So now that kind of trickle down effect, I mean, I haven't been getting any good hands. I haven't really been in any pots, and you see that as I just sort of sit here folding, I slowly lose money. Not much I can do about that. I mean, I'm still keeping my stats relatively aggressive, but there's just, there's only so much I can do if I'm not getting hands. So I wonder how many. So three tabling, and I mean it's not exactly three tabling, but because I've had another table up once in a while. In fact, let me see if I can. Let me see if there's any good tables to sit on. Ooh, we're gonna raise this pot. Top pair, that works. And we'll just make kind of a standard continuation bet here. Not a great card. The 9 now has a straight, and he goes ahead and bets out pretty quickly. We don't even have a strong top pair. I'm just going to let it go. It's just too easy for him to have a straight there, and our top pair is not even that strong. Like, we may not even have the best top pair. He may have already had two pair. There's just so many hands that beat us, and there's another card to come, and he can bet out again. And if we call the turn, like, do we have to call the river? It's just not a good spot, and so I'll just give up on it. Here, oh, never mind. Nothing there. All right, we got aces here on table 1. That's cool. And I'll go ahead and just make a raise here. I don't want to make it huge. But I also don't want a flat call. I want to build the pot. I want to make a decent sized pot. And he re-raises again. I don't know if we call here or re-raise again. I mean, he makes a really small re-raise. So at this point, I'm just going to flat call. And then, wow, I crushed it. So we'll see how he reacts on the flop. He goes ahead and bets out. I've got position. I mean, I've got the ace of hearts. I'm just going to go ahead and flat call. That's not the card I wanted to see, but I do have a set of aces, so I'm not going anywhere. And I'll just go ahead and bet here. I got a bet to kind of protect my hand a little bit because there are some straights and flushes out there. And he folds. That's fine. That's, you know what? That's a decent sized pot, blind versus blind with aces. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I could have gotten all in with him pre-flop. I don't know. He made a small re-raise. I mean, when I re-raise over the top, I think it makes my hand look pretty transparent, but nonetheless, that may have been the better play. I just don't know. This guy doesn't seem that aggressive. His 3-bet percentage is like 0, so maybe he just had a big hand there, and I should have looked him up. Table 3, I'm gonna make kind of a loose call here with the 9-8 because the button's really tight, so I expect to have the position. Because I expect the button to fold a lot here. I'm gonna have 9-8 suited on the big blind in a 3 or 4-way pot, which this is exactly what happens. Like, so I've got the button right now. We're in a 4-way multi-way pot, and I've got 8-9 suited, which is a pretty good hand to play multi-way. you know, we don't hit anything, so we fold. But I think it was a good call, and we got in there pretty cheap. So if we had had the opportunity to hit a nice hand, we would have done fine. So kind of wish I had just gotten all my money in pre-flop with that guy, or at least tried to get all my money in pre-flop with that guy. But it doesn't always work that way. So can't always get what you want. Let's see. Fold the ace-9. This guy appears to be pretty tight, so no need to call there. And here, I mean, I opened early position. This guy's pretty aggressive. Seems to be 3-betting a fair amount, but getting 2-1 with king-queen. We've got a decent hand, and we have position, so I'm going to go ahead and call. He checks here. I can't imagine he would check an overpair, so I'm going to go ahead and bet out. Because I just don't think he's going to bet an overpair too often, or check an overpair. He snap calls, which is a little strange. I'm not sure if he's trapping here, or if he's got... I'm going to bet again. This guy's kind of tricky. He can play pretty creatively. But the snap call led me to believe that he was maybe either just floating or maybe had a flush draw or something. So, I think that when he checks twice to me, even though he called the flop, I can go ahead and fire again on the turn and try to take it down. I think he probably has me kind of pegged as like a nit, somebody who's just sort of playing their hands straight forward. So maybe he was looking to float and take it away on the, just maybe he had a weak hand. Maybe he was trying to float. But anyway, it worked, so I like it. If it hadn't worked, I would have said it was a bad play. I don't know. I'm kidding. I try not to be results-oriented too much like that. We'll fold here. So yeah, I'm happy about the tables I'm on. I've got good tables now. I'm not sure why. I don't know, maybe West Coast poker is more popular. So maybe now that it's like late night West Coast, things are going better. So I don't know what the answer is, but let me actually, US, Germany, US. I'm US, obviously. Yeah, so these are all United States players at these tables for the most part, which is Philippines. Actually, that's kind of funny. I'm going to the Philippines in a little bit. US. So yeah, mostly US players at the table. So I guess maybe there's a lot of West Coast guys. Kind of interesting. Easy raise here. Bump it up. Top pair. Go ahead and c-bet. And Queen Jack offsuit is a little weak to open from here, so I'm going to go ahead and fold it. Really weird board to raise here. If he had a 7, I really think it'd be kind of strange for him to raise, but I'll go into check call mode pretty much, and I'll check call down the rest of this hand over on table 2. 10 Jack Queen King. Not quite a straight, but I'll just check call again. Don't really love the queen. If he had turned a queen, you might go into check call mode, but I think I almost always win now. So by raising the flop, I mean he got to see 2 free cards. I'll see what he had and see if I like his raise or not. Well, on table 2, it should show us the cards here in a second. Or not. I don't know why it's not showing the overlay of the what was in that hand, but anyway, I'm gonna keep keep betting. I hit a set this time, so I'm gonna bet out again. We'll see what happens. Oh, everybody folds immediately. Come on. How does nobody have a king or a jack there? Brutal. Guess no one wants to mess with me. Isolate. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that's off screen. Let's see what he had here when I won this decent sized pot. He had pocket 3s. All right, so he called. He probably wouldn't have called another bet, but that's fine. Yeah, he had pocket 3s, and then just checked down. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, kind of a strange way to play it, raising the flop like that. I don't necessarily hate it. I mean, it's not, probably isn't bad, but it's just kind of interesting. I guess it prevents me from bluffing him off of like the best hand. And I'll just take a shot. Once he checks there, you know, the way when I check there and then bet out the turn, it looks like maybe I was going to go for a check raise with an ace or something. And then he, you know, he didn't bet the flop, like tells me that he probably doesn't have it. So probably a good pot to, you know, take a stab at. On table 2, that was. That was interesting. I just had a on a table off the screen, somebody just cold 4-bet for 100 big blinds with 10 jack offsuit. No idea why or what happened. The guy hadn't been playing aggressive. He just sort of spazzed out for no reason. It's interesting. I don't know what to think there. Sort of strange. And let's see, table 3, this king 10. Probably go ahead and this guy opens, but we're both deep, so I mean king 10 suited plays pretty well deep. If I can get, you know, a good straight or a flush, you know, it's not a bad hand to play deep. So I'll go ahead and make the call and see if we can. And actually, that ace of clubs is kind of cool. I mean, we're not on we don't have a great flush draw right now or anything like that, but it's it'd be good if you know, if he had checked and let us seen another card or something. Obviously, the ace of clubs would have been a good card to have out on the board, so that we know we have the nut straight or the nut flush if we hit it. raise the Jack 8 suited on the button. It's definitely good enough to open on the button. And then I'll go ahead and show this. That same player that just randomly jammed all in with 10 Jack offsuit is now doing it again here. So I'm going to go ahead and call. And he's got ace 8, so we're ahead. But we hit our Jack. Nice. We have a 99% chance to win. And now we won. So that worked out well. So, that's the screen that was off the table a little bit. But, it's good to pay attention. If I hadn't noticed that he had just done that with 10 Jack offsuit, I wouldn't have been able to make an easy call with my Jacks. I mean, I might have still called, but it's calling a shove with Jacks isn't always the right thing to do. So it's good to be able to make that observation and then have it pay off because the guy is shoving light. So worked out well. We made some money off of it, and just again keeping it simple. Sort of the just kind of normal standard game plan. Sort of an interesting hand again on this other table. I just raised the flop. I flopped the the nut straight, and now I've got the straight and the flush draw. So it's a quick pot odds math thing that we have to do here. We've got like 16 outs or something, roughly. I mean, we've got a ton of outs, so we've got like 30%, so 3-1. I don't know. We'll call. Oh, wow, we have tons of outs. Whoa, wow. I don't like his play that much. I mean, I guess it would have gotten me to fold, but the fact that he had sixes meant we had even more outs than we thought we did. But we had just a ton of outs there. He didn't even bet full pot on the turn, and I'll have to look. I'll you know what? Boom. We'll mark that hand. We'll take a look at it. Obviously, it worked out. Obviously, we got lucky because we hit, but our odds were very, very good there. So whether or not it was like perfectly profitable and an awesome play, I don't know, but it certainly wasn't terrible. It definitely brought our EV back into perspective, though, on the session. Because we got kind of. I mean, obviously, we weren't quite 50% to win there, although we might have been pretty close. Now I'm actually playing heads up off the screen, which may or may not be a great idea because I do have a lot of stuff going on right now, but we'll see how it goes. To give you an idea of how it's going, there's my chart update. Let's see, do I have a bad table that I could... I mean, all my tables are pretty good right now, so I'm not really inclined to get off any of the tables or switch any of the tables or anything. I'm just going to kind of keep going. I'll tell you what, though. I will... I should at least let you guys watch the heads up, since it's pretty entertaining. Queen Jack. I don't really want to get like squeezed off of it. It's not going to be super strong. All right, let me switch out this table. In fact, this table only is playing four-handed, so this other one might be time to get off of this. That all the weak players are sitting out, or actually, never mind. One of them just came back, so we'll keep going. All right. So sorry, I'm just playing right now. I've got the heads-up game takes a lot of focus, but I think we can probably do already against this guy. He hasn't really actually 3-bet me that much yet, so I'll let him have this one. If he wants to start getting really crazy with 3-betting, he does have a pretty crazy 3-bet stat, so if he does start, 3-betting me aggressively, I'll play back, but, obviously a good flop. Not a great turn, but we'll stay after it. And we'll just bet one more time. Haven't really 3-bet him yet, so I don't want to 3-bet him. Like, I'd like to, like, ace-10 is sort of a hand that is gonna like probably push him off most of his worst hands, and his better hands will call. I'd like to 3-bet. The first 3-bet I make, I would like to be sort of like a loose 3-bet, so that if he comes back over the top or whatever, or if he instantly folds, I don't waste it. Like, I don't want to have aces be the first hand that I 3-bet with, essentially. So maybe like this king 7 I'll 3-bet. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll make like a small 3-bet here, and then he'll probably think it's pretty strong. Actually bet out pretty strong here too, because I hit top pair. So, oh my gosh, this poor guy. So I'm going to bet again. Yeah, he folds finally, but that's lucky for me that I hit there. So I'm gonna keep raising my button. I keep pressure up on the button. He's been I'll fold my 9-7 when he 3-bets. That's fine, but you got to keep pressure up, heads up. I mean, I know that I don't really talk about heads up too much, but that's the idea. We'll 3-bet again. Oops, I made it 28, which is a little bigger than I made it last time. We'll still 3-bet again, or continuation bet again. We'll see if he calls us this time after he just, saw us bet twice. We get some showdown value, so we'll definitely check back here. We'll probably have to call if he bets. We can't think he's always going to hit the queen. Again, you got to play just very, very thin when your head's up. So this might be the first hand he wins, because I'm probably going to call and then call. That 7 is another really bad card. So if he bets big here, I think I can probably fold. And the jacks, I'll just flat call. Oh, sorry, that's off. Different table. So yeah, he's betting big here. I think he's got a 7 enough or a queen enough that I can let this go, and he'll win his first pot off of us pretty much. See if he 3-bets us when we have our jacks. He just flat calls, and we'll continuation bet.